Hello everybody out there in Storytime world. I'm Andy and I am your storyteller, and this is my niece Harper. She's been helping me out with some of the stories lately. So hello everybody out there. Today we are reading a book called The Cool Bean. Is there a little bean buddy? And parents, there's a little activity page that I posted earlier where your kid can kind of look for all of the different beans in the story if you want, so you can pull that up and they can play along with that either now or later on, doesn't matter. So there's that activity page that I posted, plus we are going to draw again afterward. So we're going to draw this little guy after we read. So be sure to get a piece of paper ready, like a crayon, marker, pencil, anything that you like to draw with, because we're gonna draw today. So we're talking about cool beans. Do you like beans? I don't think most kids do.
Yeah, I like beans. I like black beans, refried beans, lima beans, and baked beans.
Baked beans, yeah. Harper loves baked beans. She calls them sugar beans, but I think most people in the South where we live know them as baked beans. Or like beanie weenies, basically. I love beans, but I didn't like them when I was your age. But I think if you are out there and you don't like beans, you're crazy and you should try some because they're so tasty. Like when we go to a Mexican restaurant, I really just want the beans. I want, like you said, the black beans, the refried beans. I love garbanzo beans, which is what this guy is on the front. And actually, sometimes they would call this guy a garbanzo bean, sometimes they would call him a chickpea. So he has two different names. And if you like hummus, like if you like to dip your carrots or your celery, or if you're crazy like me and you like to dip your apples in hummus, that's what they make that out of. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, they like just grind them up. That's really good. So we're talking about beans, but that's not really what today is about. This book is less about beans and more about being kind. So it's all about kindness. Look for some beans in our story being kind today, because there are a couple times when they are kind. I love talking about kindness. I know all of our friends out there are kind. Let's see, Lena, who is watching at home with our friend Lucas, said Lucas is growing beans in his yard. That is so cool. Yeah. We actually just talked today. Harper asked me if we could grow some lima beans. So we're going to try a little experiment. But yeah, I love to grow green beans and just kind of snap them off in the summer and eat them with dinner. So I love gardening. Lucas, I think that's so cool that you are growing beans. I love to grow any food because it's so cool just to be able to walk outside and eat something. It's really great. So way to go, Lucas. Way to grow those beans. All right, so we are going to read The Cool Bean right here. And like I said, be on the lookout for some beans who are being kind, okay? See if you can find some. So we are going to read The Cool Bean. Here we go. The Cool Bean. See, there's like, I think she's a lima bean, and he's a kidney bean, and that one, I don't know, some other kind of bean. The Cool Bean. The cool beans. Here they come, watch out. Here come the cool beans. Oh yeah, check out how they move. Look at the way they swagger. Notice their sunglasses. Yow! The cool beans are known all over school, from house to house, across town, and even beyond county lines. In the olden days, last year, we were all in one big pot of beans. We were a mixed bag, but somehow it worked. Yep, those were the good old days. And then we stopped seeing each other as much. That's just how it is sometimes. You spend less time together, even though you're not totally sure why. See, he's over here by himself. The cool beans are all over here. I watched as the beans I knew so well, the beans from my own pod, became the cool beans. Oh, they were so cool. One of them could play the guitar. Cool. One of them could draw the best superheroes. So cool. And one of them could jump higher than any bean I'd ever known. Cool. Me? Well, I mostly stayed the same. Sure, I made some small changes. I wore sunglasses. Ugh, too big. I slicked my hair back. Too slick. I strutted around. Oh. I swaggered. Woof. I was still picked last for everything. My clothes never seemed to fit. I snorted when I laughed. And I walked into stuff. I was an uncool bean for sure. I started thinking of myself as just a common bean with no special skills. I couldn't compete, so I didn't even try. I'd never be a cool bean. Oh. It seemed like there were two types of beans in the world. There were the cool beans and the beans like me. The days all blended together. I lived my life and things were just okay. I took tests and I ate lunches, and mostly I kept to myself. The cool beans continued being cool. I mean, sure, I missed them a bit, but it's not like I was going to say anything. I felt like all that coolness had gotten in the way of our friendship. And that's just how it went. Until one day. I was in the cafeteria and I dropped my lunch on my loafers. Oh no, not again. But then something sort of miraculous happened. Out of nowhere, one of the cool beans helped me clean it up. He didn't even say anything. He just gave me a nod, and that was it. Later, I was out on the playground. I tripped and I scraped my knee and I maybe even cried a little bit, and everybody saw it. And another one of the cool beans came to my side, and without a word, he dusted me off. That afternoon, I was sitting in class, and I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't notice, but our teacher had called on me, and everybody was staring. I sat there in silence, and nobody said anything. And then everybody just laughed at me. That was it. After today, I was officially a has-been. But then, one of the cool beans stood up and came over to me, and everybody watched. She leaned in close and she whispered, "Psst, hey, the teacher asked you to read from page 32. Then she gave me a quick wink and went back to her seat. It was a small gesture, sure, but it was also everything. I walked home with a goofy smile on my face. I smiled all the way through dinner. That day made all of the difference. It was a day that could have really been bad, if not for the kindness of a few cool beans. It gave me a shred of confidence, and that shred of confidence has continued to grow. Somebody had my back, or a few somebodies. After that, I started hanging out with the cool beans again. How have you been? Get it? How have you been? Not all the time, but sometimes we hung out. Like at lunch, or after school, and even on the weekends. Throughout all of this, I realized it's not about how you look or any of that silly stuff. It's about a wink or a nod or a smile just at the right moment. It's about dusting somebody off, helping them up again, and pointing them in the right direction. You need a hand? Yes, please. Now that's cool. The end. See, I love how at the end, he turned around and started being nice and kind to other beans because the cool beans were nice to him, which I love. It's like if you're kind to somebody, it makes you want to be kind.
Yeah.
And then you're kind to them, and then they want to be kind and do something kind. So it just like keeps going, which is so cool. It's like a superpower. So what were some of the ways that you guys saw the beans being cool in here? I know like in one part, the little garbanzo bean dropped his lunch in the cafeteria, which is so embarrassing. And you're sad because you don't have any lunch anymore. And one of the beans came over and kind of like helped him pick it up. What else was there?
He fell on the playground and scraped his knee, and one of the beans helped him.
He did. Did you catch like what he was putting on his foot?
Bandages.
Bandages, right? Instead of bandages, bandages. So yeah, there were several different ways that they were kind in there. It was so cool. Being kind is a superpower. And as I promised, we are going to draw again today. So we're going to draw this little guy, our main buddy here. He's got a cute little bow tie, and he's kind of got like his little tongue sticking out like this. So we're going to draw that. So get your paper and your crayon ready. And we are going to draw today, since we did that a couple times ago and some of you kind of liked it. So Harper is going to be my camera assistant, and we are going to draw. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
So first we're going to kind of draw his body, and we're going to go like this. And kind of swoop it up, and then come back up to the point here. And this is his body. So there's his little body. We're gonna draw a V just like that, and put a little bit of hair in, right? Let's go ahead and draw his eyes. We're gonna do a big circle here, and a big circle over here, about the same size, right? And then draw little circles on the inside, and you can color those in if you want to go ahead. If you have markers, yours probably looks way better than this. I just have the one color, but we'll color it in later on. So there's his eyes, and let's see, he needs some eyebrows, right? He's got little ones. And let's go ahead and give him this cute little smile. We'll do a smile, and then we'll draw that tongue sticking up, which I really like. And we're gonna draw a bow tie, which is kind of tricky, but you draw kind of a little rounded square, and then a triangle over here, and a triangle over here. All right. And we're gonna draw his legs, so kind of just have a stick coming down, and a stick coming down. A little foot there, little foot there. Beans don't really have feet, but in this story they do. Let's see. And then we're gonna draw his arms. This is kind of tricky, so you want to start right around this area and just kind of draw a swoop up, and draw like a thumb, and a finger, and a finger, and a finger. He's just like tightening his little bow tie. And then you're going to kind of do the same thing over here. Swoop up, draw a thumb, and then like a finger, a finger, a finger. And he needs some freckles, right? So draw some dots on his cheeks. And I think he had some above his nose. And that is our cool bean. Let's see. Does it look Pretty, kind of similar, huh?
I think it looks pretty good.
And then you can color that in, give him a little blue bow tie, little pink nose. And also, here's another thing you can draw later on today if you want. See on the inside cover of this, they made all of their own little beans. So all you have to draw is like a bean shape. And then you can make your own custom bean however you want. See, there's like a bean with pigtails, a bean with a construction man hat on. There's like little kid beans.
That's so cute.
There's a mommy bean. So yeah, you can draw a whole bean family if you're home and want to draw. So that is our drawing lesson for today for cool beans. And let's see. That is what we've got. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Again, we are so glad that you guys are like kindness warriors out there. You can be kind just like our cool beans were in the story. Kindness is a superpower.
Yes.
It's so good. It just kind of like spreads throughout the world. When you start being kind, that person that you were kind to wants to be kind, that kind of thing. So it's really cool. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for story time. And as always, stay well and
keep reading.
Keep reading. All right. Bye, friends. See you next time.